The next show we're going to be talking about is Granblue Fantasy, the animation.
Oh, yes, Granblue Fantasy. Okay. I have a love-hate relationship with this. I really do. Like, the story and premise behind Granblue is awesome. I like it. It's kind of it's an adventure, which is cool. Kind of like that one you were talking about with the little that you want to see for next season, the little kid who was going on an adventure. This is kind of that same same lines. Here's the kid who's wanting to go see his father, who went on an adventure, and now he's trying to retrace his footsteps. And also, I kind of feel like this is very similar to like Hunter x Hunter in that way, because that was the same thing with that one too. Which is cool, and it's nice seeing an adventure, and you see him go to new places, and there's always like some giant power of whatever that like him and his crew have to help and whatnot. And it's great, it's always interesting little things. We saw Leviathan, we saw Bahamut, we saw like some tree fairy goddess or whatever, and like all of them are like really cool. And it's like, this is great, this is awesome. Nice. This is the epitome of fantasy.
Yeah.
You got the magic, you got the giant monsters, you got like, sword fights, and it's like, this is awesome, love it. And then comes the part where I feel like they tried to be too close to like the game, and I feel like there was some information that was not that was part of the game, and that people who played the game know. But then if you're just watching the anime, like I am, freaking clueless, and you're like, wait, how did that happen? Who are these people? I don't remember these people. Were these people introduced? I don't remember these people. Okay, like I'll give you an instance. Like one of the times it was with the thing with Leviathan. And Leviathan wasn't bad. It was just the fact that there were like the Empire had been dumping toxins into the ocean, and it had polluted Leviathan, and then he was just going berserk essentially. So he was launching like all these fish monsters at the town because it was just going berserk. And I mean fish monsters, like these were like the size of like large dogs, and they looked like piranhas kind of things. So they were like
I was just imagining fish, and he's like this.
These things were like flying fish kind of things. But so anyways, they needed to get to Leviathan in order to stop him. But of course, there's all these fish monster things attacking and whatever. So they're like, well, we need help. And the town's like, oh, we'll help you. And I'm like, okay, great. He has a whole bunch of people, soldiers from the town or whatever. And then all these adventurers in the town started to show up and do, don't get me wrong, really freaking cool things. But it was like half of them, the crew seemed to not know, and the other half they seemed to know. And I'm like, wait, were they introduced before? Did I miss this? They're cool, don't get me wrong. They're awesome. I love watching them do the shit that they do, because like there was this one girl, and I always it's stereotypical anime. Like she was calmly walking, and she had a katana on her side, and all of a sudden like the shish come charging in, and you just like just before they get there, you do that classical move where she like tips the sword, where it like just comes barely out of the sheath, just barely, and all of a sudden you just and she's like in front of the fish, and all of a sudden they just and you're like, yes, that's always cool. And you know what? It's time and time again I've seen it, but still damn cool to watch. But like, yeah, like you're looking at these people going, where did they come from? Where were they when the Empire was attacking before? I'm really confused here. I mean, they're cool, don't get me wrong, but I'm confused. And then I have a problem with the last episode for, I don't know if it's a season or whatever, but last episode was the obligatory beach episode. But get this. Not only was it the obligatory beach episode, they decided, okay, so the main story has always been, like you could say the two main characters are the guy and the girl, correct? From the very beginning.
The guy and the girl. Blue girl? Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty much the main characters, because they kind of everything revolves around what they're doing and whatnot. Because I mean, it's the guy's adventure, but the girl's trying to help all these powers that be or whatever.
Yeah, and their lives are linked. So
yes. Okay. All of a sudden, on first part of the 13th episode, they decide to replay bits and pieces of the rest for the first part of this whole thing from the very beginning, and now they made the guy into a woman. Yeah. for no reason whatsoever, other than this is the beach episode, and they're going to be on the beach, so everyone's wearing bikinis. See? So I'm just like, they could have been just fine if they wanted to do the beach episode, leaving him as a guy, but they made him into a woman, and they're just like, and now everyone's okay with this, and we're just rolling with it, because this is what's going to happen. Look at it go, what? Why? No. No. And literally that episode had no bearing and no purpose whatsoever. Like, none. I mean, I've known some beach episodes to go like, okay, we'll give you like little tidbits of story, or we'll just be like, character development. No, none of that whatsoever. They're going to have fun at the beach, and then there's going to be an incident where all of a sudden the ice that these people are getting from the island next door, they can't get it anymore. So they're going to go over there, and it's going to be the Empire, of course, because that's the bad guy. And for no reason other than the fact that they're the bad guys, they're taking all the ice for themselves, and they're not giving anything to everyone else. So then everyone has this big battle hullabaloo, and you don't see most of it because it was kind of funny, at least in that, and the fact that the female knight came behind the blue-haired girl and actually covered her eyes, and all you hear is the sounds of the Empire soldiers going, oh god, no, oh what are you, because like all their friends decided to come and join and taken part of destroying the Empire, and then next thing you know, all you see is just the Empire running away to the high hills. So I mean, that was funny, don't get me wrong, but literally no point whatsoever. None. Had nothing to do with story, nothing to do with it. There was like vacation episode, everyone's relaxing, having fun. We have this incident with the Empire, and then we go back to having fun, and end of story.
So the definition of a filler.
Yes. I have stood up for some filler episodes from some animes and being like, okay, at least again it gave you some depth into the characters, let you explain them a little bit more, whatever, or at least has like a tag into the leading into the story. Yeah, no. None whatsoever. This literally should not have happened. They should have ended it on episode 12 and said, okay, we're going to continue next season. Instead, they're like, we're going to add episode 13, and it's going to be no purpose. We're just going to throw them into a beach. That's all it's going to be. I'm just like, oh my God, you guys are killing me. You had a good season. You had a good series. I had very little faults with it. And now you're like, go away. So, anyways.
Well, yeah, it sounds cool. I actually started watching some of this like at the beginning of the season. I watched maybe 2 or 3 episodes. So, or maybe only watched one. I don't know. They left in the.
Yeah, I think that was the first 2 episodes.
Okay, so I saw one 2 seasons ago, and then I saw another one this season.
Yeah, because they did it weird where they like started it 2 seasons ago, but then they just they put 2 episodes out.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what?
Yeah, so it was a cool show. Like after watching the second episode, I was like, okay, I'm on board with this. And then I never got back to it. But yeah, I'm interested in the series.
It's a really good fantasy series. I mean, hey, if you like fantasy, this is like epitome of fantasy. It's just don't ever watch the 13th episode on season 1. Just don't.
All right. I may treat this one like I'm going to treat Attack on Titan. I'll just wait until the next season's about to come out, and then I'll watch it.
And just make sure not to watch the last episode.
Yeah.
That way you can roll right into the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, right? This is a full-blown like anime. There's like details in the world. There are things going on. And he doesn't have a lot of people in his life that understand. Let's say, let me rephrase that. He doesn't have a lot of humans in his life that he can relate to and understand what he's